Good day, dear members. Hope you're doing good. We are back again with a new video. This time we have someone, maybe you know him, maybe you don't. For those who don't, this is Rod Saunders, or Sanders, or is it Rod Saunders? If you know the correct name, the correct spelling, please put it in the link below. Just comment with the correct name. But this is Rod Saunders from the YouTube channel, actually YouTube and Facebook channels called Jew and Greek. Today he will be commenting on a video that was made by, is it Mr. Peterson, but we will call him JP, Justin Peterson, and another guy, where they will discuss the whole scandal about Robert Morris, and maybe you guys have heard about that scandal coming out and so forth, and I will also share my insights. But I want us to draw attention to the element of false memory. Do you know what is false memory? Have you experienced something that is called false memory? Maybe you remember things that is not true. Have you ever told a story to someone and afterwards you discussed it with some of the friends that were there with you at that event, and they are telling a different story? It didn't happen like you remember it to happen. Well, that is false memory, and today Rod Saunders will talk about it briefly, and how we should consider false memory when dealing with each other, especially when making discernment. Why? Because it is indeed a reality. If you have such experience, if you have ever experienced false memory, please let me know in the comments. So without further ado, or do we say ado? Without further ado, let's check this out.
Hi, I'm Rod Saunders from Jew and Greek, where we discuss theology and apologetics from a charismatic perspective.
Just something quick about the Rod. I stumbled upon him a few years back, and he basically helped me through his videos to see the other side. If you like to watch videos done by people that say that they are part of discernment ministries, then this guy will help you a lot. Sometimes the discernment guys just outright lie. So if you need help to see the other side, then this guy's content will bring more context to you.
Well, shortly after the story broke on Robert Morris, Justin Peters did a video with his friend Steve LeBlanc, a Reformed pastor who worked for Robert Morris's church before his conversion to Calvinism. Justin says that Steve is one of the good guys.
Steve has become a good friend of mine. I have a great deal of respect and love for Steve. He is definitely one of the good guys.
But wait a minute. Nobody is good but God.
The reason for this response by Rod is, in Calvinist teaching, everybody is bad to the bone. Even born-again people are sometimes included into that statement. Although the Bible disagrees with this point of Calvinist. Oh, Calvinism.
Justin has emphatically told us that.
100% of people are bad people. You're a bad person. I'm a bad person. Now, most people think of themselves as good because what we like to do, we like to compare ourselves to other people. But friends, God does not evaluate our goodness by comparing us to other people. He evaluates our goodness by comparing us to Himself.
Now, I don't know if Justin ever considers the fact that Jesus said that those that are born of the Spirit are spirit, and that Jesus said that the good seed are the children of the kingdom. But anyway.
And none of us, compared to the goodness of God, the moral perfection of God, are good people. We are all bad people.
So is Justin denying the doctrine of original sin? Well, no. He's not making a theological observation about his friend. He's just saying that he agrees with Steve's theology and he considers Steve to be a faithful minister of the gospel. So it's okay for Justin to say things like that. But of course, charismatics aren't allowed to use the word good in a non-theological way. If a charismatic says that Joe Blow is a good guy, they're a heretic because they reject original sin. Shortly after that interview, Justin brought Steve back to issue an apology to James Robinson.
Now, the previous minutes were just an appetizer, just to get you settled in. Now we get to the issue of false memory. Let's listen how false memory plays itself out in our physical reality.
I made a quote, something to the effect of, I know for a fact that James Robinson was at that meeting. That sounds like, I have not even gone back and checked it.
Okay.
And that statement was wrong. That's not true. James Robinson was not at that meeting between Cindy, her father, and Robert Morris. Now, somebody might have been, but he wasn't. He was not there. That's a fact. How do I know this? I know this because Cindy said he wasn't there. And if Cindy said he wasn't there, he wasn't there.
Right.
And so that detail, I want to apologize for to James. James, I apologize.
So Steve said that he knew for a fact that James Robinson was there, but in fact, he didn't know for a fact. So he was lying, wasn't he? He said he knew it for a fact, but he didn't. But now he's just saying that he was wrong. Now, if I were to employ the same tactics as the discernment crowd, I would be calling upon Steve to repent and admit that he was lying. But you know what? People get things wrong sometimes. We're all human. We have flawed memories. We misunderstand what people are saying sometimes. So even though he said that he knew it for a fact when he didn't, I accept the fact that he didn't mean to mislead people. And kudos to him for apologizing to James Robinson. That shows character. Now let me show you this clip from a recent Patrick Hines video.
Tongues are real languages. And I knew for a fact that nothing I had ever heard in charismatic circles, or at the Vineyard, or at that Pentecostal church, or at the Charismatic United Methodist Church, I knew none of that was really from God.
Sometimes when people say, I know for a fact, what they really mean is that they're totally convinced based on the information they have, totally disregarding the fact that that information might be wrong. Again, people sometimes say, I know for a fact, when what they really mean is, I'm 100% convinced based on the information that I have. So they don't necessarily know for a fact. It's just a figure of speech.
The other thing is the knowledge and information according to which we speak can sometimes be incomplete. And so you just speak in relation to what you know. But there can be realities and facts outside of your realm of knowledge. For example, a person can tell me, but I've never seen a dinosaur, therefore it never existed. But when somebody uses an argument like this, it just shows that they are speaking according to information and knowledge that is incomplete. But the correct information about the dinosaur falls outside of that person's knowledge. That person is just ignorant of the reality of the existence of a dinosaur in prehistoric times. The example of Steve, however, relates to personal memory, where he spoke according to the memory of information that he had received, and according to that memory, a character named James was present at this meeting, but the actual fact was that the person was not present, although Steve's memory served him and said that that person was present. This is false memory.
You can only know something for a fact if you were there and were an eyewitness, and even then, you might not be remembering it correctly. Hillary Clinton said that she landed in Bosnia under sniper fire in 1996 when a news video showed otherwise. Brian Williams from NBC said that his Chinook helicopter was taking on fire in Iraq and he had to make an emergency landing, but soldiers who rode with him disputed his story. They were both accused of lying, but there is something known as false memory, where the memory neurons in the brain interact with neurons that experience other stimuli from our egos, our belief system, and other experiences to create memories that aren't factual.
That is actually what the brain does. In my life, I've had experiences where I will memory, but then afterwards I will discover that it wasn't an actual memory of an event that took place. It's simply a story that someone told me, and I loved myself so into that story that my imagination or my brain or whatever took it as an actual event, actual memory, but it wasn't. It never happened the way I saw it in my mind. It's just a false memory that is created. The same happens in past events in our lives, that as time goes on, certain details get left out and other details get put in, and then the whole story, the whole memory you have is not original and factual. It's part of the human frailty.
This could explain why Benny Hinn had a false memory about his teaching on the 9-member Godhead over 30 years ago. I've experienced things like this myself. I was watching the World Series when the San Francisco earthquake interrupted it back in 1989. I told a friend about it, and later, as we were watching the news about it, the video told a completely different story from how I told it. I felt like an idiot. Memories are unreliable. Humans are flawed. We all need grace and understanding, and we all need to be willing to extend grace and understanding. Jesus said to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. How much do you want others to overlook your faults? Well, maybe you should take the initiative in overlooking theirs. A little food for thought.
So next time when you tell someone a story that happened in the past, or when someone else tells you a story, just keep this in mind, okay? And let us remember to judge in love. Thank you for watching. If you thought that this was interesting, just leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share. Shalom.